So in the last few days, I've seen a ton of issues with scammers. So I thought I'd rant a little on here about some of the things that are happening and how you can avoid being scammed in War and Order or in any game. Hey guys, this is Heretic, and specifically in the last couple days, I've seen where a former alliance of mine in 1567 had their R5 had someone log into their account, boot everybody out of the alliance,
sweep the lick,
transfer the alliance to someone else, and so what happened is the people that were booted, because it's in a kind of a civil war realm, the other alliance took advantage and attacked them, killed a couple people, I think, zeroed them because their troops came home out of the fortress. And they do not have any control over their alliance. They're not really going to get much help from it, most likely. They've already kind of decided to start over again with a farm alliance and build that one up. And they're years into War and Order. So this alliance that was pretty powerful now is going to take a while before they can participate in events. They've lost so much technology, so much in the game. People are weighing whether or not to quit the game or to quit the realm or whatever. It's a bad time there. It could have all been prevented though. And in another case that just happened, I had a good friend who bought an account recently, like let's say 3-4 weeks ago, from someone. He's already spent a lot of money on this account. And now he logs into "You have been banned for the next 5 days." And after discussions with VIP and with different people, he finds out that the previous owner of the account used some kind of a service to get a discount pack or packs. And then that service, of course, they either had, fraudulent credit cards, or they got a refund on all of their spending somehow. So now he's not going to get back his account that he purchased until he pays back, a bunch of money to Camel. Another bad issue. So what I'd like to do today is, there's these examples and they come up all the time, especially, and there's another example where someone was on a realm. They bought an account. The person who sold it was able to get back their account. That person sold that account to someone else, then got it back, and repeated this 3 or 4 times before the game caught on and Camel banned them. These sorts of things are more common than most people realize. And you see so many people trying to sell an account, people trying to buy an account. You see all the time companies out there saying that they have a service where they can actually get you packs cheaper than that you can get in the game. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's all scammy. You're not safe purchasing accounts. You're not safe selling accounts. There is no non-scammy way to buy packs cheaper than what you can already get directly from Camel, whether in the game or from the pay.camel-games.com site where you enter your gamer ID and it shows the account name on there, and then you can buy and you get a discount and all of that. And then if you don't know what I'm talking about, ask in the comments. I've talked about it a couple times, how to buy the W coins from Camel, not from anyone else. These companies that actually say that they're legit have reached out to me several times trying to get me to sponsor videos for them, and they've offered me quite a bit of money. Whether or not I would actually get it remains to be seen, because they are basically scam artists. So what do I recommend? Number one, like I just said, no matter how good it sounds, don't buy packs, don't buy coins Don't buy gems or anything else off of anyone that is not Camel specifically, right? And you have to be careful about that. If you get emails, you get mail in game, whatever it is, don't trust any of that. The W Coins is on a website, but that is buying directly from Camel. I would recommend waiting for the events. It's a journey to something, and I talk about it in another video on W Coins. I'll link it here now at the top so you can click over if you want to watch that. Don't buy outside of the game. Don't buy from anywhere else. If you do that, you're setting yourself up for disaster. What happens is you pay these guys. They ask for your credentials. They log in. They buy you packs. So let's say if it's a $99 pack and they get it to you for $70. Oh, that sounds like you got a good deal, right? Not really. Like I said, it could be a stolen credit card. It could be something that they get refunded on. And then you're responsible for paying that full amount for that pack, plus the $70 that you lost from them. And you won't be able to access your account until you do that. It's a terrible idea. Don't ever do that. Same thing. Refunding never works. Doesn't matter. Go through support if you have problems with not receiving. If you think you didn't receive a pack or something when you were making purchases, those things can happen. Go through support. Let them handle it. Don't try to get a refund on it. What'll happen is you get a refund on a $15 pack. The next $15 that you think you're spending in the game is just going to pay them back, right? Or you just will get banned completely and you'll lose your investment, all the way. Don't do it. The other thing, don't buy accounts. You are never 100% safe when you buy an account. I'm going to show you here. If you look here, I'm on this account. There's a few things here where people can get you. One, they can come here in this user ID. If they have this ID, they can get their account back. What they'll do is they'll show this number to support and they'll show proof of purchases, and Camel will 9 times out of 10 give them back their account. Doesn't matter if they sold it to you. You're breaking the TOS by actually buying the account. So you have no way to be compensated here. Another thing that they can do is they can bind the account in different ways. They can bind it if you're Android, and that's how they sell you the account is Android, by binding it to an email. And then you think, oh well, I unlocked, I unbound the email and I bound it to something else. Well, they could also have it bound on the iPhone, and then they'll have access to your account. They'll take it over, they'll boot you out. Another thing is they could have it locked up here with security questions and passcodes. If they have those, you're not going to get it back. It's easy. If you go to buy an account and they're like, oh, sorry, I bought this account and I didn't get the code, you're just getting ripped off there. Don't do it. If they have it bound to an email address, again, they don't unbind it, that sort of thing, you can completely get scammed and lose it. Again, all they really need in the end is this code, this user ID code. And I'm on a little fake account here, but all they really need is that, and they're able to get their account back. So don't do it. So buying an account is a big problem. Another thing, while you're on that, I really recommend that you come in here and you bind your main account to multiple different things. So bind it to Facebook. Here I'm on an iPad. So bind it to Facebook, bind it to your Game Center, bind it to Apple. Make sure you have it locked with the passcode, you have a security question, you have your email. That's going to really prevent you from losing this account. Make sure you have a copy of this user ID, right? Just in case. That will really keep your account safe over time, just in case you get hacked. Just in case someone hacks your email and that's set up on your account, and then they're able to get your account that way or something. Make sure you do everything you can to prevent that from happening. Selling accounts can also be pretty problematic. if anyone has access to any of your bindings, so you sell this account, it's bound to your email, it's bound to a Facebook, something like that, and you give those over, then just by giving those credentials over, just by giving your username and your password even to a somewhat fake account on Facebook, it really helps anyone who is more on the hacker side to be able to crack your legitimate passwords and your legitimate accounts. Because so many of us, we have so many different passwords out there that it's hard to keep up with them. So we use things that are very similar or the very same password again and again, which is a really bad thing in the security world. And I would highly recommend that you not do that. But again, I wouldn't even sell an account. I think when you do that, you're setting yourself up for problems down the road. Again, there's a potential of you selling an account and that person doing something terrible and then that coming back to you as well as the original owner. So I was in a very high-end top 5 alliance in the world, in all of War and Order. I would venture to say, I would bet a lot of money that all of the at least top 5 alliances in the game do a thing where they share credentials with someone within the alliance or with a team of people within the alliance. And they do that so that if you have to miss because the time doesn't work for you, or you have something going on and you can't make an Elite Wars or a Fortress Wars or whatever event it is that they really care about, that then they could get someone to run your account for you while you're away. Because to win those events, you need 90+% of your players at the high end, right? You'll see those TLS versus KO6 where it's 99 players versus 97. Those people all can't be on. I mean, do the math. I mean, there's just no way. And so that there's some sharing of credentials happening. When you do that, you are really setting yourself up for losing that account. So what happens if you share it with one person and that person gets mad at the alliance or whatever? They log into your account, they send your troops up against someone that's stronger, wipes them out. Camel is not going to give you your troops back. What if they sell your account? That's possible. Or there's so many things they could do with your account that would really come back to bite you. And also what happens is, I doubt it's just one person that it gets sent to. It's going to be multiple people. And let's say they have really good intentions and no one leaves the game and tries to steal anything or, kill off all of your troops and that sort of thing. They have good intentions. But the way that they store your account information is not great. So now let's say they store it in a Google Sheet, Excel file, something, and they don't have a 100% chain of custody over that account information. There's multiple people. So multiple people definitely opens this up multiple times more dangerous, right? And someone else gets access to that somehow. They get hacked. Something happens. It could be someone who has nothing to do with War and Order. It could be someone's keylogging their computer and they're seeing everything they type. They have access to that stuff. They see an email address and a password that you use. Now they have access to your email. They potentially have access to your Facebook. If you use the same information for Instagram or whatever it is, now they have access to that. They could then find out who you are. I mean, this is, they could steal your identity, apply for credit cards. There's all kinds of terrible things that can happen because you shared your credentials with someone. You need to be very, very careful with this type of stuff. And I'm going to end it at that. Just be careful out there. use your common sense when it comes to the safety of your accounts. And with that, take care.